Hello and welcome everyone to our Meal Solution Mondays class for today. My name is Charlotte Scheid and I'm one of the Giant Company Dietitians. I appreciate everybody joining me here today, especially hopefully everybody had a wonderful holiday weekend. Today for our class series in the month of July, we're going to be focusing all on no-cook meals, which I know for myself and as a busy mom, I always appreciate. So hopefully you'll learn a couple different recipes for the month of July. But today we're going to be making a delicious chicken hummus bowl. I always love a good bowl, especially like a grain bowl. So we're going to be making that today. Oh, and just a reminder, if you do have any questions, to put them in the Q&A box, and I will answer them at the very end after I make the recipe. So just a reminder for that. All right, so let's go over the benefits of no-cook meals in the summer. So first of all, which is probably pretty much common sense, keeps your kitchen cool. I know especially if I'm cooking something in the oven or on the stovetop, my home definitely heats up. So this helps to prevent that, so you can avoid the oven and stove that heats up your home. Also helps to save time. With no-cook meals, also they're really good. The recipes are a good idea for meal prep, and also so there's no need. So basically it saves time, so no need to preheat, bake, or simmer, and also easy cleanup for the most part too, especially for making it beforehand as meal prep and eating them throughout the week. For no-cook meals, you can always enjoy them at picnics or just some type of outdoor meal or even on your patio. So easy to pack and serve cold. Also, with a lot of different recipes with no-cook meals, it encourages the use of fresh fruits and vegetables. And we know that fresh fruits and vegetables, not only do they have many different types of nutritional benefits with different vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, but they're also very hydrating, especially with cucumbers, or if you're using watermelon or tomatoes, definitely has a lot more water content to it. So especially in the summer heat is always good for us to stay hydrated. So just some benefits with no cook meals in the summer. Okay, so these are some no-cook meal ideas. And actually, let me do a poll quickly because I want to know, what is your favorite no-cook meal? So let's go ahead and I'll launch this. Okay, so the question is, what is your favorite no-cook meal? So it could be grain bowl, wrap or sandwich is pretty common. Salads are very easy to make. Um, or a snack style board or bento box. Sometimes the snack style boards have like meats, cheese, some vegetables on it. And same with like a bento box, different things that you can add to that. So we have grain bowl, wrap or sandwich, salad, snack style board or bento box, or I like them all. Just probably one that I would answer because I do like them all. All right, so let's go ahead and end the poll and we'll share the results. So it looks like some of you like the grain bowl, so we're gonna be making a kind of a grain bowl today. Wrapper sandwich is pretty popular, but the most you like salad, so hopefully, of course, with salads, it's always a good idea to keep the salad balanced out with some type of protein, whole grain, and leafy greens. So a lot of you like the salads, which are super easy to make for the most part. A couple of you like the snack sideboard or bento box. And then I like them all. Some of you like that too. So that's really great. So thanks everybody for answering that question. So hopefully the recipe today will make you want to try out more of like a grain bowl, but I definitely like all of these options. All right. So these are some no-cook meal ideas that I wanted to share just to kind of get you thinking about no-cook meals, because I think maybe some of us just automatically think of just like a salad or whatnot, but just trying to give you some other recipes to make. So the first one being a mason jar salad. So I made a taco mason jar salad. I can't even remember, maybe a year ago or so, maybe not that long ago, but it was a taco mason jar salad. And these are really good for me for meal prep and then making them throughout the week. But you could do even like a Greek salad mason jar or strawberry spinach, or a taco one where you just make the taco meat and then pretty much add in there or add taco seasoning and add into the mason jar different things that you would add onto a taco. So also, I know a lot of you like, your wraps, roll-ups, or a sandwich. So these can be things like turkey and hummus, or you can do more of like a vegetarian one with black bean and avocado, chicken Caesar. Those are just a few of the many different ones that you can make. Also a hummus pizza. So this is kind of a cold kind of option for a pizza. And there's a lot of different cold pizza options too, but I always like hummus because I always have hummus in my refrigerator. But you can do naan bread, roasted red pepper hummus, cut up some cucumbers and tomatoes, some shredded carrots to get it looking pretty colorful. Arugula gives a nice peppery flavor, and then red onion as well, which also gives a nice flavor profile. And then when we talk about grain bowls, they're very versatile and there's a lot of different ways that you can combine different things. So you can pick a grain like brown rice or quinoa, a protein. This could be things like black beans or tofu, chicken, turkey, whatever that you like. And with this time of year and it being summer, you can incorporate a variety of different vegetables, which is really nice. Which a couple of my favorite, tomatoes, cucumbers, those type of things. And usually with these, you're going to add a little bit of a dressing, so a healthy fat, maybe some olive oil, but that is incorporated into the dressing, or you can add an avocado, which gives you that healthy fat, and then flavor boost. So a flavor boost meaning maybe like lemon juice, lime juice, different types of herbs and spices. But this is one of my favorite ones, so Southwest combo. So quinoa, black beans, corn, tomatoes, some spinach, avocado, which is a healthy fat, a little bit of lime juice. You can add some salsa or even some Greek yogurt for a little bit of a protein pop. Okay, so snack plate dinners. So this is one of our options in the poll. So you can combine different things. So things like cheese cubes or hard-boiled eggs, some nuts, fruit. So a variety of different fruits. So watermelon's a great one, or cherries are in season right now. Add some whole grain crackers, veggies with dip, whatever that you would like. So you can kind of, mix and match. And then bento style, this is somewhat similar to the snack plate dinner, but you can do like a Mediterranean box theme. So of course you can see hummus is in a lot of different options, hummus must be on my mind. But so hummus, so you can add hummus, some pita wedges, olives, cherry tomatoes, or grape tomatoes, cucumbers, and artichoke hearts in the bento style box. So with no cook meal ideas, again, what's nice about them is you can either make them at home like that time, or you can meal prep them ahead of time so you have them throughout the week. So just giving you some ideas on different recipes. So these are some product ideas for no cook meals. So I've mentioned a lot of these in the recipe ideas. So in like a grain bowl, I always like these packets because you heat them up for 90 seconds and you're ready to go. So this is the brown rice. We also have a red quinoa, white quinoa, and even an ancient grain. But again, you just pull the package back just a little bit and then microwave it for 90 seconds and it's ready. We also have a variety of different beans, are always good on salads, or you can put them into wraps, grain bowls, that type of thing. This is the roasted red pepper hummus that I mentioned for a hummus pizza. And of course, cherry tomatoes are really great in a variety of different ways. Edamame. So edamame is a really good option for protein in a salad, or even kind of in just by itself in a bento box style kind of thing if you're doing that. And then we also have Nature's Promise, these lettuce or salad mixes, which I always like because they're nice because you can reseal them and they stay fresh in the refrigerator for a long time. If you haven't purchased those already, definitely do so. We have spinach, spring mix, like even arugula we have. So on the bottom, we have the naan bread, which is a great addition or an ingredient for a pizza. Hard-boiled eggs, always good, like in a bento box theme, the snack board dinner plate or a salad, or even in a wrap if you're doing like a chicken Caesar wrap. And then I like this Nature Promise carb chicken breast strips because they're already cooked. You can pull them out of the refrigerator as you need them. You can add them into a lot of different things like salads, wraps, even into a mason jar salad, and those types of things. I always like to add these into wraps. So makes it nice because they're already cooked and you're ready to go. So next time you're in store, definitely give these products, look for them in store and give them a try. All right, so this is going to be the chicken hummus bowl that we're going to be making today. It does get one guiding star, which we know is that nutritional navigation program that we have in store. So the more stars that something has, the more nutritionally beneficial it is. So product or recipe online, you can get up to 3 stars. So for this recipe, you can make 4 bowls with it. So 4 servings. For each serving has 5 grams of fiber and 27 grams of protein. So I know that will help you feel fuller longer, this recipe, which I always appreciate to keep that blood sugar stable. So a lot of good stuff going on in this recipe. So we're going to be using the Nature's Promise pre-cooked white quinoa, some cherry tomatoes. The recipe did call for grape tomatoes, but I just like a little bit of a sweeter tomato. So I already pre-cut my cherry tomatoes right here. We're going to be cutting up four mini cucumbers, but you can just do one English cucumber if you like that too. Also, a half of a small red onion, which I already chopped up right here. And in that vegetable mixture, you're going to be adding in a little bit of olive oil, those healthy fat, and then red wine vinegar to give it a good flavor profile. And then in store, I bought some already pre-cut rotisserie chicken that I cut even more. So we're going to do 2 cups of that. We're going to be using 1 tablespoon of garam masala, or you can use curry powder. But I know some of you may have questions of what garam masala is. So it's an Indian seasoning mixture which has coriander, black pepper, cumin, cardamom, and cinnamon. And it smells really, really good. So if you're thinking of trying to think of different flavors for something, this is always give that one a try. But we're going to be putting in 1 tablespoon in with the chicken with some olive oil, and then at the end putting in some hummus into our bowl, and then you can use pitas for an optional. And yeah, what am I trying to say? An ingredient that's optional if you would like to do that, but it does get 1 guiding star and a lot of great nutrition with it. And speaking of nutrition, let me just go over this really quickly before we get into the recipe. So what I like about this chicken hummus bowl is it kind of represents the balanced plate for all of you who have probably seen the My Plate, but the chicken, we know that chicken is a good source of protein, important for muscle building and repair, helps you to feel full and satisfied. And hummus, which as I said before, I'm a hummus lover and we carry a variety of different flavors in store too, but we'll be using the original hummus today. But it's a great plant-based protein, has a lot of fiber to support digestive and gut health. We're going to be incorporating quinoa, which is a whole grain, but also a protein as well, but we know with whole grains helps us to maintain that sustained energy, and it has good sort or is a good source of fiber. With cucumbers and tomato, helps us to stay hydrated, also good source of potassium. Then we're going to be using olive oil, so we know that this is rich in those monounsaturated fats, the healthy fats, which have been shown to help lower LDL cholesterol. Also has been shown to be beneficial for brain health and mood and a variety of different things like that. So a lot of good nutrition going on with this recipe. All right, so let me stop sharing my screen and we will get started. All right. All right, so like I said before, so I already have a couple different things already cut up of what I did before class. So I already have cut up my red onion and tomatoes, which is going to be going into the red onion is going to be going into with the tomatoes, and then I'm going to be cutting up my cucumbers. So that will be our vegetable mixture. And also, let me just show you. So this is the rotisserie chicken that I bought in the store. Makes it very easy. If you like a rotisserie chicken, it's already ready to go. So I already cut this up, show you, kind of into smaller pieces, just so that seasoning, the garam masala will kind of cover it a little bit better. So I chop that up, 2 cups of that. So let me go ahead and let me cut up my cucumber. And actually, I'm going to, so this is 1 pint of cherry tomatoes, and this is half of a small red onion. So let me actually go ahead and put that in with my tomato. And I'm going to cut up 4 mini cucumbers. And I always like these mini cucumbers because they have a little bit of a thinner skin to them. Sometimes the other cucumbers, the skin is a little bit more thick. But anyways, so I cut this right down the center and just kind of cutting it into just smaller pieces, just like that. We're going to do 4 of these. So I really love cucumbers in the summer. So again, not just for putting into salads and different recipes, but also I also like, because sometimes it's hard to get in the water that we need throughout the day, but I really like incorporating them or putting them into water to make them a little more flavorful, kind of infusing the water. All right. This is our second one. So I'd also mentioned too that we are using hummus in the recipe today. So I'm using the original hummus, but again, we have a variety of flavors in store. So we have roasted red pepper, we have a garlic and everything. We did have a Bloody Mary hummus, which is seasonal. And remember, we still have that in store or not. We have a Mediterranean olive one that is very delicious. So a lot of different options, especially with this recipe. If you don't want to use the original, you can even create even more flavor with some of those other hummuses. So just wanted to call that out. And actually, so before I finish cutting that, let me actually put this in the microwave briefly. So this is our Nature's Promise white quinoa. So I'm just going to tear this back just about an inch or so, and I'm going to pop it in the microwave for about 90 seconds, and then it'll be done. So let me actually go ahead and do that quickly. All right, so that will be nice and warm for when we're building. All right, so this is looking good. So again, I have 4 mini cucumbers in my bowl, half of a small red onion, and then a pint of cherry tomatoes. Let me go ahead and just give this a mix. This is our vegetable kind of bowl. And I'll actually go ahead and just add in the red wine vinegar. So I just have our brand red wine vinegar. So I'm going to be putting in a tablespoon. And then a tablespoon of our brand extra virgin olive oil. So you can see I have that right here. It's about 30 seconds left on the quinoa. All right, so I'll just go ahead and give this a good stir. The recipe also suggests you can season it, well, with a little bit of salt and pepper. I think that I will do that just a little bit. Sometimes adding a little bit of salt just helps that red wine vinegar to pop just a little bit. But again, if you don't want to add any more salt or anything, you don't have to. All right, that's about done. Go grab that. All right, so our quinoa is ready. I'm gonna tear this back a little bit and set it to the side to cool down just a little bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix this up, the red wine vinegar, olive oil, and then salt and pepper into this mixture. All right, you can see here, very colorful. So that's gonna be kind of one of the like portions in the bowl. So I'll set that aside. So next I'm going to bring over 2 cups of the rotisserie chicken. So I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of this garam masala. So again, this is a blend of coriander, black pepper, cumin, cardamom, and then cinnamon. If you haven't tried this, I would definitely recommend it. It just has a nice, just really nice flavor to it and smell. All right, so we're going to be doing 1 tablespoon. So add this in, and then 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And then we'll mix it up and then microwave it for about 1 to 2 minutes, just until it's warmed up. Okay, so go ahead and give this a good mix. And let me just season it again with just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper. Mix this up. Go ahead and I'll put this in the microwave for about 1.5 minutes. All right, so oops, put some caps on here. So I'm going to, let me go grab a bowl and I'm going to put the quinoa in it. So I'm going to put about 1/4 of this into my bowl. Let me actually move cutting board. So we're gonna do about a quarter because this recipe serves 4. And it's still warm, so hopefully I will cool down a little bit. Spoon. Let's see our chicken. It's about 30 seconds or so. All right. So what I'm going to do is add in just a dollop of our original hummus. Just on the one side. I can hear that chicken sizzling. Let me go get it out. All right. It smells really good. I'm gonna put that chicken on the other side. And then we'll put in, so you can see, our my quinoa, hummus, and chicken. And we're gonna add in our colorful veggie side, not a side, but I guess like a portion. So you can see here, this did not take too long to make it all, and it's a really great recipe for summer. It's super easy, quick, and my kitchen is still nice and cool and it's not heated up at all. All right, so this is our chicken hummus bowl, and I do have some pita pieces over here. You can put in just like that. So this is our chicken hummus bowl. So super delicious and a lot of different flavor going on with it, but as a no-cook meal, very easy to make, and which I always appreciate. All right.